Hello. So this is Teresa. I'm talking to all my PPI folks because I got a lot of emails today around the learning contract. So I thought it might be helpful if I just videotape myself going through it, and then you can review it before practicum tomorrow or at practicum tomorrow. So here's our learning contract. So, sorry if I'm making you dizzy. Okay. I just want to make sure. Oh, it's not going to let me share the screen. Darn. Okay, so you're just going to have to pull up your learning contract, and I'm just going to go through it. So I'm going to say under the strategy, you're going to identify 3 activities that you're going to do that will address the goal. Then you're going to talk about evidence, and you're also going to talk about the resource. So the evidence questions that I'm getting from folks are, what is the evidence? So do I have to list exactly what I'm going to show later in the semester in week 11? Yes, you do. So think of evidence that would answer the questions that are under that column. So, for example, what might be an example? Apply strategies used to identify stress and support physical and emotional well-being. A strategy might be, I'm going to make sure I sleep properly. I'm going to make sure I eat properly. I'm going to make sure that I use my organizer so that I'm not leaving assignments all to the end. The evidence might be that one piece of evidence might be that I keep a sheet and I tick when I'm finished assignments. What is this? What is it that you're going to be working on? Because it's going to be different for every person. If it's sleep is an issue, what is evidence that you're getting a good night's sleep? What might be something that proves that you're getting a good night's sleep? What did you learn from getting a good night's sleep? And maybe it is, there's a really great art. If you just Google sleep and stress, there's a lot of articles that talk about how people that don't get enough sleep put weight on and are more stressed. So maybe you're taking, stock of even though you're eating healthy, that you're gaining weight, and that's evidence that you're not sleeping enough. So does the evidence demonstrate that the strategies you're using, that you're applying them? Here's an easy one. Apply professional standards, all oral, electronic, and written communication. So the strategy might be, I am going to utilize, under resources, I'm going to use my Writing Matters textbook, or the chapter in Writing Matters that was linked on our Practice and Comm class. I'm going to list what page and what the quote is. I'm not just going to list the Writing Matters. And I'm going to list the strategies. So I'm going to use my Writing Matters textbook to review the documentation and practicum. I'm going to get my supervisor to review it. Maybe I'm going to get another colleague at practicum to review it. And then you're just basically doing that. So you look at the goal, look at strategies that fit in relation to how that goal fits you. So if it's professionalism, you may have a goal about being on time, or you may have a goal about being dressed properly for practicum. And then your evidence might be a picture of you dressed properly for practicum, or a supervision note saying that you were dressed properly for practicum. And the resource might be our practicum manual. So that's basically what we're talking about. Now I'm going to go to the rubric. Just because I said to you folks to have the rubric and look at what you're doing. And the rubric, to get full marks, you get 5 marks under strategies. If you separate strategy, you have a separate strategy identified for each goal. Each strategy statement starts with I will. Many different strategies and methods are identified throughout your learning contract, and the strategy links directly to the goal, and each strategy is specific and realistic for you. You're going to get full marks under resources if you use different academic resources with page numbers and a quote, and the target dates are realistic. So you may have a target date that you're going to dress professionally by week 5, and that's totally reasonable, right? So look at your learning contract, look at the rubric, and get your supervisor to sign it tomorrow, and then bring it to Dropbox it in our class site, okay? Hope that helps and makes more sense and doesn't confuse you more. Take care.